Welcome back to our channel, the channel for the latest news about Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales and her royal family. Today we bring you some news. So sweet, King Charles's incredible bond with his grandchildren in unearthed pictures. In addition to being King Charles, the current king, as well as the spouse of Queen Consort Camilla, he's additionally a devoted grandpa. Prince William, his eldest son, has already praised him as excellent in his parental responsibility, and that it's evident Charles took his duty of Grandpa Wales extremely well. Charles and Prince Louis experienced a really lovely moment at the Platinum Jubilee the year before, when the little royal amused fans with his mischievous actions. The advancement of innovations such as the electric cars or eco-friendly hydrocarbons for just that issue for massive mobility is essential to preserving the well-being of the entire globe for the following generations, which I'm only too cognizant of currently, had since he's become a granddad again for the 5th year in a row. Charles stated during a trip to the compact production plant in Cowley just a few days ago. Such wonderful news truly reminds one of the significance of continuing research in this sector, particularly around ecological battery technologies, in light of the heritage we leave to our next generations, he said. On April 2020, the King shared a lovely snapshot to commemorate the birthday of the youngest member of their grandchildren, Prince Louis. The black and white photograph, which posted on the Clarence House Instagram account, featured Charles grinning as he held Louis, who already had his hands securely curled around his grandpa's neck. The duo's close relationship is obvious, as well as the description accompanying the shot just at the moment it was published. Another very joyful 2-year-old birthday to Prince Louis. The little prince is embraced by his grandpa, the Prince of Wales. At the deceased Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebration, Prince Louis reportedly spotted lying on his father's knee, afterwards cuddling alongside his adoring grandpa, who kept the child occupied. Camilla, the Queen Consort, had been grinning from ear to ear down at the tiny child. During Christmas Day in 2019, Charles, then the Prince of Wales, and Princess Charlotte had a touching moment, when the younger royal completed their official appearance at the way to church. The prince looked to have been checking on something like a frightened George and Charlotte. From the terrace of the palace, Charles grins at Prince Louis, who gestures to his grandpa, the smallest Wales youngster who first appeared at the Trooping of the Colour in 2019, thrilled the audiences by gesturing joyfully at the Royal Air Force flight. Following Archie's birth in May 2019, King Charles dropped him a surprise as well as a visit to find out how his son Prince Harry and his daughter-in-law Meghan had been adjusting to their new roles as mum and dad. The gathering was held in the Sussex's Windsor residence, Frogmore Cottage, which would be part of the exclusive home park. The king had already spoken about becoming a granddad. It is indeed a new chapter in your life. The greatest thing to do is to support them, provide them with something that will pique their curiosity. It was done by my grandma, who was magnificent. It is really crucial to build a relationship while they're still relatively young, he continued. Camilla has provided some insight regarding Charles's role as little more than a grandpa, and he appears to be one of the finest. He'll go to his knees crawling around after them for a couple of hours, making weird noises as well as giggling. Camilla recalled in a TV documentary titled Prince, Son and Heir, Charles at 70. Viewers were exposed to an uncommon look of the family situation during the identical documentary. Charles experienced a passionate kiss with his youngest grandson, newborn Louis, who had been cradled by his mother Catherine. Charles was hailed as a wonderful grandpa by William, who wishes he might also have more interaction alongside his grandkids. According to whether Charles had leisure to spend with his grandpa, William told reporters, "That is something I'm trying extremely hard to work on, so to speak. I believe he has the opportunity for that. Yet I prefer that he spend extra time with the kids. I believe he is. Now that he's past his 70th year, it's indeed a good moment to organise a bit like since all the other family members, you're concerned about keeping them around instead of going to make sure their condition is alright. He's additionally the strongest person I know, yet I would like him to stay that way until he's 95. So having additional time with him in his home would have been wonderful, as that would be capable of engaging with his grandkids. So he's amazing when he's around, yet we require him in even every way that we can. Can you recall what happened that day? Immediately after William and Catherine gave their firstborn, Prince George, they were visited by King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla. Charles assured the reporters that they wouldn't be required to wait too long, since William and Catherine will indeed be appearing on the Lindo Wing stairs immediately. Charles and Camilla have a total of 9 grandkids and stepchildren. Camilla had 5 grandkids, in addition to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and Archie. Many grandkids really love him. Camilla continued, he reads Harry Potter and is capable of possessing many accents, which I believe the kids like. Mother Catherine is constantly available to support George, and is Grandfather Wales. When George cried during his sister Princess Charlotte's baptism, Father William came along to console him. We adore Charles and Camilla's emotions inside the backdrop, as well as Michael and Carol Middleton's. Charles appears in this photograph at Trooping the Colour, demonstrating the monarch's cords to his nephew George, according to a report. Publicly acknowledged that the youngster's Wales called Charles Grandpa Wales, Grandpa England, the Queen sometimes used to refer to her dad, George V. Adorable. King Charles increasingly engages with William in all key marital problems, regarding his expectations that, although his sons have formed new charitable organisations, one among his grandkids, perhaps George, would someday assume the leadership independently, the expert claimed. Charles and Camilla are shown with Pompadour George and bridal Charlotte following Harry and Meghan's happy royal wedding. At a Birkhall, his Scottish estate, Charles even planted an arboretum for his first grandchild, Prince George. It was planted about the same time as Prince George, the grandson, was born. Charles said in a BBC documentary, Prince, Son and Heir, Charles at 70. It's really George's wood. It's going to be quite amazing for him, as they grow up and he also grows up. Thank you for watching today's video. What do you think about the strong bond between King Charles and his grandchildren? Please let us know your thoughts of view, and goodbye for the time being.